What's up, everybody? It's the Alex Leak and Friends NFL podcast back for another week. I'm your host, Alex Leak. We got Dustin back on the show. What's up, Dustin?
Hey, what's up?
This will be our mock draft 2.0, 2022 NFL mock draft 2.0. This one is going to be a consensus one where me and Dustin agree on the pick. We, go back and forth on who the pick should be. We agree on a pick and then make it for the team. This is going to be who we think should go, not necessarily who's going to go, like who we think, who's the best player, who's the best fit according to our takes. So let's get started. Pick one. There's been some talk about Trayvon Walker could go first overall. There was some debate about Evan Neal. I think Aiden Hutchinson, I mean, I could go Trayvon Walker here, but I think I'm going to go Aiden Hutchinson. I mean, it just makes sense at this point, don't you think?
Yeah, I absolutely agree, and I think that is the clear cut number one.
Any thought? I know you're high on Kyle Hamilton. I know you're high on Sauce Gardner. Me too. Any thought to them going number one?
Ooh, I just don't see it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, from what I've been hearing, especially with the kind of combine that Hamilton had, everybody's so worried about his 40-yard dash, which doesn't really matter in my opinion. But I'm not the scout, but anyway, yeah, I don't see either one of them going number one, so I'm gonna go with Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't have a problem with it, but I mean, they could use a pass rusher opposite Josh Allen. Um, and you get in a guy like Aiden Hutchinson, I think, you know, he's a I think he's a good fit there. So we're just gonna go with Aiden Hutchinson.
Now one thing I can say is he may be number one overall, but he's not the best player in the draft, in my opinion.
Who's the best player in the draft?
The best player in the draft,
Yeah.
the whole entire draft. I mean, it's got to come down to Ahmad Gardner and I think like Kayvon Thibodeau or one of them guys. I just think that Jacksonville's going to go with Hutchinson because that's what they have to do.
Well, so this is you making the pick for them. I mean, you can go Sauce Gardner here. You can go Kyle Hamilton. I mean, but you go Aiden Hutchinson here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I do too. Opposite Josh Allen, like we said. Um, let's go Detroit Lions pick two. And this is where I think me and you will agree, but this is a little bit different. Most people have them going Trayvon Walker. We could take Sauce Gardner here. We could take Kyle Hamilton here. Um, they could use a pass rusher opposite Michael Brockers. Right now they got Charles Harris or an Aguero, one of the two Aguero brothers. But I would go. So it makes sense. I think Trayvon Walker is going to go number two in real life, in reality. But I'm going to go quarterback Malik Willis here. I think if I were running the Lions, I would have gone Justin Fields number 6 last year. And I think that was a mistake. And I would go Malik Willis. What do you think here?
Well, seeing that the Lions have the 32nd pick at the end, I just don't see them going quarterback here, man.
Yeah, but this isn't what's gonna happen. This is what should happen. I mean,
Okay.
you're talking Jared Goff at quarterback, and who's the backup? Tim Boyle, David Blau. You could go Sauce Gardner. One of the big talking points is that Jeff Okuda, who was taken, I believe, 4th overall in 2020, has not been the guy they thought he was going to be, and they're talking about him maybe being a nickel. They're talking about him maybe ended up being a safety when it's all said and done because he's just not the guy at corner. Not the shutdown corner that they were hoping. They've got Amani Ari Warrior or whatever, and he's pretty damn good. He had quite a few picks and had a pretty good year last year, fifth round pick. They could use corner help. The Lions have a lot of places where they could use help. Would you go defense or with Jared Goff, would you go quarterback? You can sit Malik Willis behind Goff a little bit and even wait on a year, or you could wait a full year with Malik Willis and develop him and bring him in for 2023, or you can wait and not take a quarterback and go more all in next year when it's a more quarterback friendly draft. But Malik Willis is the best quarterback in this class, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, for sure. And this is I think this is going to be a home run pick. So I mean, Detroit, they can't rely on golf, and this is coming from me. This is not what I think is going to happen. This for me personally. So it makes sense. I see your point to want to have Malik Willis at number 2.
Yeah, I would go if this was up to me. I'm going either Malik Willis or Sauce Gardner.
Yep, that would have been my well, yeah.
And I mean, Kyle Hamilton's in the conversation, but for the sake of this one, you agree we're gonna go Malik?
Yep. I'm just curious to see what we both are gonna say for number 6.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting. I mean, I think 6, yeah, for who they should take, that'll be interesting. I think we might agree on that. Let's go. I wish it showed. Let me see here. Oh, there it is. So there's 1, 2. Let's go pick 3 of the Houston Texans. Let me pull that up. Who would you go here?
I like Kayvon Thibodeau.
Yeah.
They need a pass rusher, somebody who's going to get to the quarterback, and plus I believe that he's one of the best players in the draft and shouldn't fall below number 3.
Yeah, you put him opposite Jonathan Grenard, who had a pretty good year last year. He's up and coming. So they could solidify the pass rush. What about Sauce Gardner here? They do have Desmond King and Steven Nelson at corner. They got Lonnie Johnson.
I mean, I'm going by what I like, so I was going Kayvon.
Kayvon Thibodeau.
Yeah.
No Kyle Hamilton here?
No, I like him. Well, honestly, next, but I didn't want to spoil it.
Yeah, but I mean, you think that's a better fit with him to the Jets?
Yeah, I do. Yep.
I I don't mind that. I could go, okay, make an argument here. Kayvon Thibodeau versus Trayvon Walker. Why Thibodeau over Walker?
I just feel like Thibodeau is a better player. I mean, and to be honest, I watched more games of Kayvon than I did, Georgia games with Trayvon. So as being somebody who was scouting talent, I just seen more games of Kayvon.
So this is my take on it. Kavo's got the higher upside. He's the more explosive, the more potential, the big play guy. Trayvon Walker is more, but he's rising, and he's more of you're guaranteed to get a good player. We'll see on a great player. Thibodeau has that great player expectations. So with a pick like 3, going high expectations, but the Texans need to be careful. If you look at their recent history, picking high and picking an edge pass rusher, you look back at Mario Williams, who
Yep.
wasn't exactly a home run hit, I don't think, and you look at Jadeveon Clowney.
Yep.
Are you worried that Thibodeau's in that same? We could look back on Thibodeau and be like, the Texans take these big name, high potential pass rushers, and they're not the superstar they were hoping. They're good, not great. I agree, though. I'm going Thibodeau.
I thought you were about to swerve me there.
Yeah, but I mean, you understand what I'm saying there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think Thibodeau is a good fit, though. I can just see him in a Texans uni. And the thing is, if he doesn't go 3 to the Texans, I think he falls all the way back to 7, 8, 9, and that'd
Well,
be
yeah,
kind of
see,
crazy.
that was my point with Sauce Gardner was I feel like if he didn't go 2, then he was gonna fall to a little bit later to mid draft. That was my opinion, though.
Yeah, I think he goes 10th or top 10, but I think Sauce Gardner goes top 10. I will be shocked if he doesn't go top 10. If you look at last year when they had the run on corners, it seems to be corners get taken late top 10, 9, 10, right around there. Um, and I could see Kyle Hamilton in that same area. Now let's go Jets. Pick 4. Um, they've got 2 picks here, right? They got number 4 and number 10.
Yep.
Now they might move one of these picks, like the 10th pick. They offered it for DK Metcalf. They might offer it for Debo Samuel. That's my favorite right now for Debo Samuel. I believe he'll go to the Jets.
Wow, that's I don't know if that would for him want to be a good choice to want to be traded to the Jets, but
But he could really improve that team. Imagine you add Debo Samuel to that team. The Jets might pick up. They're in a tough division. The reason I say that is because of familiarity with the Jets and the 49ers. Head coach Robert Saleh, former Niner. Offensive coordinator Mike LaFleur, former Niner.
you don't see him going to like, I've been hearing Cowboys could be in the talks or the Green.
Cowboys are in the talks. We'll see if they'll, swing for a big player like that and give up what's needed. The Jets, to me, just seem more desperate. So they're willing to. Who else is going to give up a top 10 pick, along with other stuff for Debo? I just don't know. But the 2 other teams I've seen rumored are the Cowboys, the Packers, and the Chiefs. I just think the Jets are the most likely.
Yeah, please don't go to the Chiefs.
Yeah, no. Um, or the Packers. I mean, shit. Um, so Jets pick 4. They could go. They
I
could
like
go offensive. Huh?
I like Kyle Hamilton here.
Kyle Hamilton here.
Yeah.
They just added Jordan Whitehead from the Bucks, a safety. They also have LaMarcus Joyner. They got Ashton Davis. They
Oh,
added DJ Reed at corner. They could go corner Sauce Gardner here. They got Michael Carter at corner.
they're pretty deep.
Um, go ahead.
They're pretty deep at safety then.
Yeah, they're not bad at safety, but Kyle Hamilton, his skill set could easily go here. He could also go to the Giants at 5 or 7. He could go to the Panthers at 6. Kyle Hamilton, I mean, he could go 3 to the Texans. Um, would you go both defensive players here at 4 and 10, or would you go offensive line and then defense?
I like O line and defense.
So would you go, I mean, Kyle Hamilton or Kyle Hamilton here at 4, or you could go someone like Evan Neal or Ike Ekwonu.
Yeah, I mean, with you naming off who their safeties are, I mean, they got 3 safeties, and that's actually a pretty deep safety.
How good
Back,
is Ashton Davis? That I'm not sure. I
yeah.
know I know Jordan Whitehead's a starter. LaMarcus Joyner, borderline.
Give me some help for Zach.
So you could start one of these guys at guard, or you could go tackle opposite Makai Becton. They got George Fant slatted there right now.
Yeah, give me Evan Neal.
Evan Neal here.
Yep.
This one's tough. I think it could go 3, 4, or 7, or even 6. Evan Neal, Ike Ekwonu. I don't mind your original pick of Kyle Hamilton though.
I mean, what would you think is more important though? Trying to get trying to protect the young quarterback who is needing to improve, or you know, a
It
safety?
makes sense, and I think the Jets are going offensive line here. I really do. I think
Uh,
I agree with you. I think I'll go offensive line here because then at 10 you can go defense. But if they trade away that number 10 for a receiver, then I think they're going defense here at 4.
oh yeah, yep. We're gonna have to wait and see.
Yeah. So for in this one, I don't mind your original pick of Kyle Hamilton. You want to go Evan Neal? I could go Ike Iguanu too, but I like Evan Neal, so I agree with you actually. I think Evan Neal is the best offensive lineman in this draft, but it's trending right now. Most people are saying Ike Iguanu. I let I I could go Evan Neal here, but I'm still debating on Kyle Hamilton. It's a tough one. What about Trayvon Walker here?
Uh, I don't, you know, like I said, I like offensive linemen just because you got to protect Zach Wilson. It was real hitty here. You know, their offensive line last year did not do very well.
Yeah, I'll go Evan Neal here. You agree with that?
Yep.
Let's do that. So Evan Neal to the Jets. Now the Giants. Who would you go here?
And I'm surprised that we still got Hamilton. And this,
See, I talked you out of Hamilton at 4, and that's the thing. You were getting mad when Hamilton was falling, and I was like, it's not because of talent, because he's talented. It's just about fit. It's about how the draft is actually going to go. And you see, like even you have him falling a little bit here.
yeah, I can't see him fall no more though. So I think he goes at number 5 right here. Or
So
I would pick him at number 5.
they have, looking at their safeties, they got Xavier McKinney, who I think is pretty good. And they got Julian Love. I think, you could do better than Julian Love at safety. Looking at their offensive line, Andrew Thomas, Max Garcia, Glowinski, they could go tackle. And they've got 5 and 7. I think if I'm in this spot, so let's say this is the way the draft has fallen, and you're looking and you want Kyle Hamilton, but you've got pick 5 and 7. Evan Neal goes. Arguably, Ike Ekwonu could be the best in the draft. I think I would go Ike Ekwonu here and bet and hope that Kyle Hamilton's there at 7.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if Ike Ekwonu will be there. I don't know. That's an interesting spot to be in. You would go Kyle Hamilton here?
Yeah. Just because you don't know if Hamilton would be there. I mean, he could get picked up very well next
And
by the Panthers.
he could. Who? Kyle Hamilton?
Yeah.
But then you have a little bit of a fall off. I mean, there's Charles Cross at 8. So you could always fall back on him. I think Neal and Aquano are the two best. I think so. This is what I think's happening. I think you don't want Kyle Hamilton to fall any further, but I think he'll be there at 7. Let me see here. They got corner. They got James Bradbury, Adoree Jackson. They could go corner too. I don't
Yeah.
mind. I don't mind Kyle Hamilton here. That where you want to go?
Yeah.
I mean, he's got the talent. We'll do it. We'll go Kyle Hamilton there at 5. How happy would you be with Kyle Hamilton to the Giants at 5?
Yeah, man. I'm a big Hamilton fan, man. I've seen him play. This dude is a dog. I mean, how often do you see a 6'4" safety that can run sideline to sideline. It's can even rush the passer. I mean, if you look at his skills, man, they're amazing.
Yeah. So, all right, this is the way it's fallen. So the Giants were afraid that the Panthers could take Kyle Hamilton at 6. They see Kyle Hamilton as a game changer, a safety, a do-it-all safety that can come up, stop the run, play sideline to sideline, pass coverage, lay the wood defensively, big hits. So they're going to take Kyle Hamilton here. Worried that the Panthers could take him at 6. This is where, if I'm the Panthers, though, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying I have to have a quarterback here. Although you could easily go Sauce Gardner here too.
Yeah,
But
but the quarterback makes more sense.
this is what I do know. Okay, we're playing the GM role. We're not playing the owner role. Panthers owner David Tepper is obsessed with getting a quarterback. And Sam Darnold is just terrible. And he's got 18 mil on the books. You got PJ Walker, who's a project, who's not bad. But yeah, I think I would be going quarterback here. And Kenny Pickett, who's got ties to our coach, Matt Rule, seems to be the no-brainer here, doesn't it?
Yep, absolutely.
So that's where we're going, which has Sauce Gardner falling even further. And it has Ike Ekwonu. A lot of people are going to be looking at Ekwonu, Trayvon Walker, Sauce Gardner, and saying, what the hell? How are they still on your board right now? That's what we got through 6. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, if like, Sauce Gardner or any of them weren't picked in the top 2 or 3, in my opinion, they're gonna fall.
Yeah. And we got 2 quarterbacks going in the top 6. I think realistically 1 quarterback goes in the top 6, but that's what we think should happen. So it's pretty interesting. I like how it's going so far. Um, this is where so the Giants took Kyle Hamilton. This is where they have a need at right tackle. So this is where I'm going offensive line. You cool with that?
Yep. Ikem Iquanu has to come off the board for me.
Yeah.
Because you have to give Daniel Jones some protection.
Yeah, so they've got Andrew Thomas, Max Garcia, John Feliciano, Mark Glowinski at right guard, and right now they got Matt Gano. So they need to upgrade right tackle. Makes sense. Whoops. Clicked on sauce, but all right. Um, so the Giants will be stoked if Aquanu is there at 7. And this could go either way. You could see Aquanu at 5, Hamilton at 7, which I think is more likely. But Hamilton, Aquanu, either way, the Giants fill 2 big needs right there. You know what I mean?
Yep, absolutely.
Let's go pick 8. This is an interesting one. I'm curious to see where this goes. Atlanta Falcons at 8. Where are you leaning here? Because they could go quarterback. They could trade this pick and go get Baker Mayfield, which if I'm Atlanta, I'm going to get Baker Mayfield. I think Seattle should be more aggressive and go get Baker Mayfield. I think both of these 2 teams who are 8-9 should be all in to go get Baker Mayfield.
Yeah. Honestly though, I can just put the image in my head. This seems like a Sauce Gardner type of
Oh
pick.
yeah. Sauce Gardner. I mean, they added Casey Hayward from the Raiders. They got AJ Terrell and Isaiah Oliver, but they could use corner. Who else? Trayvon Walker. They could go D line too.
Yeah. This one's tough.
Yeah. I mean, I
I'm just
mean, you could convince me to go quarterback here too. And now I could wait because I think there's not a big difference between these, at least these three right here. I don't think there's a major difference, at least these two even. And so you could probably get one of these two in the second round. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, if I was a GM, I just don't want to go quarterback unless I have the opportunity to trade for Baker Mayfield.
Yeah. Atlanta has to do something. You can't go into week one with Marcus Mariota as your starter. I know you're high on Felipe Franks, but he's unproven in the NFL. He was a good college quarterback, but
Yeah, well, I
they've
mean,
had,
how else do you get proven? You get playing time.
sure, but if you're playing Felipe Franks, you're kind of like selling the season. And maybe that's what Atlanta does. Maybe the Falcons, I mean, look at their receiving core too is terrible. Um, they got Kyle Pitts. That's about it. Everyone else is not any good really. So, but I agree with you. I mean, how easily Sauce Gardner wearing black and red in college, he would be an easy, seamless transition to wear it in the NFL.
Yep.
I'm with it. Makes sense to me. Let's go Seahawks. This is a very interesting pick for the Seahawks. Again, I would be all in for Baker, and I'd be willing to give up this pick to go get him. But you know, they also need help in a lot of spots on their roster. But if I'm Seattle, I'm sold on this. You have Quandre Diggs, you have Jamal Adams, you've got DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett. You're hoping for another year from Rashad Penny. Noah Fant is a solid addition. So you add Baker Mayfield to that, and that's a pretty damn good team. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so where are the Browns picking?
Oh, you're thinking about trading this?
Yeah.
I don't even think the Browns have a first round pick. Yeah, they don't. So for the sake of this one, Seattle keeps that pick. I like the idea, but this is only a first round, so we can't do nothing with Cleveland.
Yeah. Well, that being said, because I think eventually this is probably more. I think 75, 80%. This is where Baker's going to land. He even thinks it himself.
Yeah.
So, give me Charles Cross, man. I think you're going to try to go out and be aggressive towards Baker Mayfield. Why not get him help on the offensive line?
So I would go Seattle is in the play for any one of these three right here, including this guy, but definitely these three. They need help at all these positions. They got, Daryl Taylor, they brought in Shelby Harris, but they need pass rush help for sure. They definitely need offensive line. They're hoping to bring back Dwayne Brown, but nothing's happened yet, and he's an older veteran.
What are they hurting at the most? You always have to go after what you're hurting at the most. If I
Man,
was,
I gotta go tackle. Right now, it's Stone Forsythe and Jake Curhan at left and right tackle. It makes sense. I'm going Charles Cross. You agree?
yep, I agree.
Yeah, they have to. I mean, you would like to go Sauce Gardner here if he's available. They would love to have Derek Stingley Jr., but this is an interesting pick too. The Jets here at 10.
Okay, this right here is where I think I would go with Trayvon Walker.
Okay, let me look at it here because I thought you were going to say Derek Stingley. Um, they added Carl Lawson and John Franklin Myers at defensive end. They've got Jacob Martin from the Texans, Vinny Curry back there. Looking at corner, DJ Reed, Michael Carter. I'm thinking Derek Stingley here. As much as I don't want Trayvon Walker falling back anymore, I think Derek Stingley here.
I mean, yeah, I can see that. I'm just going by if I was a GM, I would want the better player, and I think Trayvon Walker is a better player than Derek Stingley Jr.
True, but Derek Stingley also has that upside. Stingley's upside is about as high as Sauce Gardner's in potential. There's just a lot of questions about him.
I mean, yeah, it could go either way, either Walker or Stingley Jr. So I can agree with you.
They could go pass rush. John Franklin Myers. Let's look down here. I mean, if I'm the Jets, man, we got Trayvon Walker falling or Stingley a little bit here. I mean, I like Trayvon Walker. He's honestly my number one. I forgot to say that early on. I have Trayvon Walker rated ahead. I think he's going to be a better pro than both Aiden Hutchinson and Thibodeau.
Really?
Yeah. I think he's built to be more successful in the NFL. So if he's there, I got no problem with that. You want to go Trayvon Walker here?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, hold me to that. That's my hot take of this draft is that Trayvon Walker is the best edge.
Ooh.
Let's go 11 to the Commanders. Get used to saying that.
Now this right here is where I like Derek Stingley.
Yeah, I mean, if he's not gonna, I doubt he falls any further than this anywhere. But if he does, the Vikings will scoop him at 12, and if they don't, the Texans will take him at 13. And Pablo, who we've had on the podcast, was saying anyone that has Derek Stingley falling to the Ravens, more power to him. But let's look at the Commanders. Kendall Fuller, William Jackson, Benjamin St. Just. Yeah, I mean, you could definitely go Stingley here. They took De'Ami Brown in the third round last year. You got Carson Wentz, Kelvin Harmon, Cam Sims, Antonio Gandy Golden is another prospect I was high on, but he hasn't really come on yet too much. So I mean, Garrett Wilson's in play. Any thought to Garrett Wilson here to give Carson Wentz, Terry McLaurin, Curtis Samuel, Garrett Wilson, De'Ami Brown?
No, I mean, I would go with Derek Stingley Jr. just because the cornerback position that you named seemed kind of really weak.
It's not bad. Kendall Fuller's okay. William Jackson, yeah, okay, all right. What about Jermaine Johnson here? Any thought? No, they got a D line. I'm with you. Vikings on the clock. Interesting position to be here.
Call me crazy, but this is where I actually I believe Jermaine Johnson.
I'm trending that way too.
They could use a big time edge rusher.
They could use both edge or defensive tackle. This is where I have Jordan Davis going in my original pick. But Jermaine Johnson's off the board. Guys like that are off the board. Harrison Phillips, Zadarius Smith, one of their pass rushers, but so they'd pretty much be adding to Zadarius Smith opposite him at pass rush.
Which really, you can't go wrong with either Jordan Davis or Jermaine Johnson.
Yeah. Jermaine Johnson or Jordan, this is actually tough. And I'm telling you, I'm leaning Jordan Davis as the better player of the two. Man, Jordan Davis is another one that I'm very high on. He's a monster, bro. Pretty much, if you haven't caught on by now, Georgia D linemen and linebackers. Give me those guys. I was high on Roquan Smith, Aziz Ojolari last year.
Roquan Roquan Smith really didn't pan out though, did he?
Are you kidding me? Roquan Smith might be the best linebacker in football. He's his stats are comparable with, are equaled about with Darius Leonard. It's just he doesn't get a lot of hype because he's in Chicago where the Bears have sucked.
I mean, I wasn't saying that to like, disrespect his game or anything. I just haven't, I don't hear his name much or really.
Yeah, that's true compared to Fred Warner and these other guys, but Roquan is an absolute his stats are comparable with the best linebackers in football. He just doesn't get the respect. I love Roquan Smith. People are talking about trading him. That's like the last straw. If the Bears move on from Roquan, I'm about out.
Can't
Um,
tell you.
but yeah, Roquan's a monster.
You know, neither pick goes wrong here, so either one I'm cool with, Alex.
Yeah, me too. Defensive tackle just seems like a Vikings pick. They got Zadarius Smith. Jermaine Johnson makes sense here. And if he falls, the Ravens could scoop him up at 14 here. Jordan Davis.
Yeah, that's who I think that the Ravens are going to go is a defensive player too. So it's going to be 12 or 14. It's going to either be Johnson at 12 or Johnson at 14 and Davis at 12 or at 14.
If I'm the GM, so this is a good spot to be in though, if you're debating Jermaine Johnson and Jordan Davis. And I like
Well,
both.
you as a GM, do you would you rather want a more athletic, you know, a real athletic big guy, or do you just want a straight monster as a pass rusher?
It depends. And Jordan Davis is an athletic freak too for his size.
Yeah,
Uh,
and with him though, you get a guy who can rush the passer and stop the run.
yeah, that's what I like about him. He can do it all. He's just, I mean, he might have like some Warren Sapp in him or some, you know, people go crazy of me saying this, but some Aaron Donald in him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and like I said, I would not mind if I was a GM going Davis here. I mean, that decision's hard, so I would probably end up letting my coach decide which kind of guy he would want. But I would have no problem with Jordan Davis going here.
This is a tough one. I could see Jermaine Johnson too, and I like both of these guys a lot. And one thing to think about, Aaron Rodgers has only a couple of years left, and then they might be going with Jordan Love or it seems to be a trend towards the athletic quarterback, especially if in the early in this draft you see Malik Willis go to Detroit and you got Justin Fields in Chicago. You need an edge that can chase these guys down, right?
Yep.
So I'm all right with that. I could go Jermaine Johnson here. Let's just do it. Him and Zadarius Smith, that's a hell of a 1-2 coming off the edge. Now let's go Texans, who have already taken Kayvon Thibodeau at pick 3. So they're
Okay.
sitting at 13. Do they go offense here or do they double down on defense for Lovie Smith?
I if I'm the GM, I'm going Garrett Wilson.
For Davis Mills, give him some weapons. They got Yeah, you could definitely go receiver. I mean, you're talking Brandon Cooks, Nico Collins, Chris Moore, Philip Dorsett, Chris Conley, Deshaun Hamilton. Um, you could go wide receiver here. Let's look at DT. You could go defensive tackle here as well. They've already got, I mean, that would solidify the D line.
Yeah, but they don't really have nobody on the outside besides what Brandon Cooks.
Yeah, too bad they don't have DeAndre Hopkins.
Well, this would be almost a perfect young person to replace that DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah. Is Garrett Wilson, so in all these draft boards, he's always ranked the top. Is he the best in your opinion? What about Drake London? What about Jamison Williams? Chris Olave?
Jamison Williams scares me, man. It's coming off.
Injury or speed wise?
Oh, I have no doubt about his speed, but just seeing the game these days, man, tearing your ACL is a very big deal.
Yeah, I don't
And
mind it. I'm down with Garrett Wilson here. It would be a good fit, and they need help at receiver.
yep,
Let's do it. Garrett Wilson to the Texans. It's getting good now, and this is so. I like Jordan Davis here,
I agree. This one should be a unanimous decision. I'm not letting Jordan Davis fall no more.
and this is such a Ravens pick. But Lamar Jackson's probably in your ear saying, "Come on now, get me another receiver. I got Hollywood Brown. I got Rashad Bateman. You know, give me the Chiefs offense. Give me Jamison Williams, and we got speed for days."
Well, yeah, and true. Think about it. They did release Boykin.
Yeah, yep. And they've got Calais Campbell back for a year, but is Jordan Davis that much of a can't miss prospect that you got to have him? Ravens like to build on the defensive side of the ball. They were terrible last year defensively.
Yeah. If I'm a GM, I'm not passing up on my opportunity to get a steal in this draft in Jordan Davis.
Yeah. Let's look at yeah, if I'm the GM, I mean Jordan Davis isn't falling past 15. He's either going 14 or 15. And he might go 12. I like it. I if Jordan Davis is there, I take it. Makes sense to me.
I think this one's pretty interesting next.
Yeah, the Eagles. And I already got a pretty good idea where I want to go here. What do you think?
I like Drake London.
I like that. Um, I
Oh,
like Jamison Williams here.
I get it. You want that balance speed if you're a GM, huh?
Well, and I like the Bama connection. You're already talking Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith. Now I add Jamison Williams.
I
Be
mean,
the
yeah.
Philadelphia Crimson Tide.
Let's hope they don't call him that.
Or the Bama Eagles.
I hear enough Roll Tide every year.
um, Drake London too. He's solid. I just think what the Eagles are building, I think they're looking. I
Do you
think
think?
they're look. I mean, Drake London could be what you were hoping to get from Arthega-Whiteside with the size and go get it, throw the ball up and go get it. And Whiteside hasn't panned out at all. Maybe Drake London's the fix that. You know what I mean?
You just took the words right out of my mouth. I
Yeah.
was about to say, last time they drafted somebody with size, it was JJ Arcega-Whiteside, and that didn't turn out very well.
So this is very interesting because I think the Eagles' philosophy is speed. I think that's what they're like game planning for. But it makes more sense to me from a football standpoint to go Drake London. Um, so if it makes sense to me and you, and this is what we would do, I think we go Drake London here.
Yep, absolutely.
All right.
Now this next one,
Saints is interesting. With Michael Thomas kind of out the door, I could see wide receiver going here.
which is why I think that we get Jameson Williams here.
Yeah. Chris Olave is an option as well. And Traylon Burks, I would have him in the conversation. I like Traylon Burks. I might like Traylon Burks.
Oh yeah, he's
Morgan
so
Song.
underrated in this draft.
Yeah. Um, Marquez Callaway, Traquan Smith. I can't believe Kevin White's on here for the Saints. Lil Jordan Humphrey is not bad, but they could really upgrade the wide receiver with Jameis Winston coming back. Defensively, they were pretty good, I think, last year.
Yeah, you just don't know the status of your number one. So,
Yeah.
and if Michael Thomas
Jameson,
plays, he's obviously number one.
Jameson Williams here. And the only reason he's not wide receiver one is the injury. That's really, from what everything that I've heard, he would be the first guy off the board if not that major injury.
Yeah, man. Like I said, ACL tears are just scary, and they're recovering. Coming back from them. Because it scares me because of seeing Odell Beckham go through. All that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, any receiver when your game is built on speed and separating from corners.
Especially in most of the stadiums are, if not all of them, are turf, and I just don't like turf with receivers.
I like it. I'm gonna go Jameson Williams. You agree?
Yes, sir.
All right. So 3 of our last 4 picks going wide receiver. Here's the Chargers at pick 17. We'll pull them up. Justin Herbert, Mike Williams, Keenan Allen. I'm just off the top of my head. They got Josh Palmer, Jalen Guyton.
Am I crazy to think that they could probably use somebody like a? Well, I mean, I think because they have edge rushers, they got receivers. Trent McDuffie.
At corner, they brought in J.C. Jackson.
Oh yeah. Oh, I
They
completely forgot.
drafted Asante Samuel Jr. last year.
Where would you go if you're a GM?
Looking at linebacker, you got Kenneth Murray, Drew Tranquil, Troy Reader. Because Devin Lloyd's not a bad spot right there.
Yeah, Devin Lloyd. I like that one too.
Offensive line, though, they could use offensive line. They took Rashawn Slater. They got Corey Linsley. The right side is not looking too good.
How do you feel about Trevor Penny?
He's nasty, I know that. And you got to protect Justin Herbert. You got to keep him upright. We've seen his potential.
You know what? You just convinced me. I'm going to take a shot in the dark and give me Trevor Penning then.
Yeah, I kind of like that too. I think they need to address the O line. I think that's one of their biggest needs. I like the addition of Gerald Everett this offseason. That's gonna be big there. Pick 18. So the Eagles took Drake London. They're back on the clock. This is where I would go defense, I think.
I like George Karlaftis.
And you know that I don't like George Karlaftis.
I know, which is so hard, but man, I think he's going to be such a good player.
Um,
How would you feel at a Trent McDuffie here then, or?
I like Trent McDuffie. I could go either McDuffie, Andrew Booth, or Devin Lloyd. And looking at linebacker here, because they're white. TJ Edwards. I'm tempted to go Devin Lloyd here. Um, what about McDuffie and so corner? Darius Slay. They could go corner as well. Avonte Maddox. This is a tough one between corner and linebacker. Trent McDuffie makes sense. I kind of like Devin Lloyd. What do you think?
Yeah, he ain't bad. And I mean, what is there? Well, what is our, we're playing GM. So what does our team's linebackers look like?
Yeah, I just, yeah, I think I go. I mean, you've got Drake London. Drake London and Devin Lloyd's a solid haul, and you're going Pac-12 here.
Yeah,
I like
which
I like Devin Lloyd here. This is gonna be tough because you're gonna have a hard time convincing me of George Karlaftis. But at some point, he might go first round. Let's go Saints. Back on after taking Jamison Williams. So the Saints are back up. Do the Saints go corner? Do they need corner? They could go George Karlaftis too. Purdue, the Saints have had good luck with Purdue players in the past.
yeah, we know. Um, I think it. Yeah, I want George Karlaftis here if it was me.
I like you know what? Man, I don't know. It's a tough one. And you know who I'm high on of this list that I'm looking at right now? I like Devontae Wyatt a lot.
The old Georgia boy.
Yeah, like my team's Michigan State, but I've got quite a bit of Georgia fan in me. That's why I love that national championship game.
You wouldn't want to go. Their defense, like you said, is still pretty good. You wouldn't want to go double receiver here, maybe?
Well, Marquez Callaway, Traquan Smith, Little Jordan Humphrey, Jamison Williams.
So
Um,
I don't see Thomas really actually playing there much longer.
that's an interesting one because are they going to trade him? What are they doing there? That's the thing that's up, big, way up in the air. I don't see him playing there anymore. And why is he still there? Move on from him, trade him, get draft capital,
Yeah.
maybe we see a draft night trade of Michael Thomas because I don't know. We've been in the dark on that situation for a while. I think if you just got Jamison Williams, I'm going defensive side of the ball. And I could go corner.
Well, if we're gonna agree to corner, then I want Trent McDuffie. I've actually seen a couple of this guy's games. He's very good.
Yeah. And I honestly don't mind. So last year they took Peyton Turner in the first round. Peyton Turner and George Karlaftis, and we didn't see much of Peyton Turner. Him and Peyton Turner and George Karlaftis, this might piss some people off, but they're very similar in my opinion. And I just don't think these kind of guys translate.
Oh,
I wasn't high on Peyton Turner last year. I didn't have him going first round.
I really love Karloftis' talent, though, man. I do.
Someone, where he could be a good fit is somewhere like New England.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick with George Karlaftis. That could be something. Um, DT, no, Devontae Wyatt. I could go corner. What about Trent McDuffie, George Karlaftis? We're kind of narrowing it down here. If you're moving on from Michael Thomas, Chris Olave could be in consideration, right?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I mean, if I had the opportunity to go double speed receiver, because Olave is not slow either,
Yeah, man,
man.
give Jameis Winston those guys.
Yeah.
I kind of like that. You want to go that?
What's left? Can I see what's left?
What do you mean, teams or?
Yeah, teams. Okay. Yeah. You know what? I wouldn't mind that at all.
I mean, if it's me and you, and the Saints receiving core was so bad last year, and if Michael Thomas is out the door, if we're GM, I'm trading Michael Thomas. I would have already done it for draft capital. Let's just do it. Let's say Michael Thomas is off the team, receiver is definitely a need.
Oh yeah, and you got Chris Olave and Jameson Williams. You got two young, nice receivers.
Yeah, Saints fans would love that. Let's go Steelers here. This is going to be an interesting spot at pick 20.
Um, you know, what are their needs? Or oh, sorry. I
Well,
keep.
I'm pulling it up here. So they got Deontay Johnson, Chase Claypool. They got Miles Boykin from the Ravens. Anthony Miller, who I like there.
I
They
think
could they could add to the O line. Um, is about their only offensive direction I would go. So Tyler Linderbaum's an option here. But they do have Mason Cole, but Tyler
I'm
Linderbaum,
Tyler Lindenbaum from later because I see a team that he'd be a perfect fit on.
yeah. Um, defensively,
And we know how Mike Tomlin loves his. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, man. I'm trying to.
who?
I'm. I'm trying. Well, I'm trying so hard to understand that we're the GMs.
Oh no, it's fine.
Well,
Mike Tomlin's got a lot of pull in the draft for sure.
Steelers do pretty good with defensive players. So, if somebody was to come off, I think this would be a good spot for somebody like Devontae Wyatt or
Yeah,
they got good edge rushers. So, I mean, if you wanted to get a good interior lineman,
that or corner too. I mean, they got Stephon Tuitt, Cameron Hayward, T.J. Watt, Tyson Alu, Chris Wormley from the Ravens.
how would you feel about McDuffie then?
Yeah, I'm considering corner here. Trent McDuffie, man, I could see him in Steelers gear too. I actually kind of like that.
This
I'm
is
with
where
that. You want to go
I would,
Trent McDuffie?
yep.
What about George Karlaftis? They got decent edge. They could get a young receiver with Juju gone. Yeah, Chase Claypool is their up and coming number one. Deontay Johnson, Anthony Miller, Miles Boykin.
I like Trent here.
I do too. That's a good pick.
Oh, this one I love for the Patriots, Treylon Burks.
All right. Let me
I'm
look
thinking
here. Yeah, I mean, I could absolutely see Burks in New England. He's got a little he's got a little N'Keal Harry in him, who they still already got. They got Devontae Parker, Nelson Aguilar, Kendrick Bourne, Jacoby Myers,
what
Mac
about
Jones.
Karloftis here? He seemed now. This would be you're saying that you don't think he has the highest upside, but if I'm GM and I have Bill Belichick as my coach,
Who's gonna get the most out of him, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
and I he can coach anybody.
Yeah. I mean, I think they need Patriots are in an interesting spot. Um, George Karlaftis edge. I mean, yeah, I could see it. Or they could go Devontae Wyatt potentially. Um, Corner. Yeah, let's just go George Karlaftis here.
Yep, I agree then.
I'm cool with that. Now 22,
Now this could be Traylon Burks.
it absolutely could be. I hope it's not in real life because I don't want to see him there. Because the Packers are gonna go wide receiver, I think. It's a need. You know, if they don't go get someone like Debo Samuel, even if they do, they should still go young at receiver.
I like Chris
Amari
too.
Rogers hasn't really developed the way they wanted him to so far. Traylon Burks.
That's
I
who
think,
I would bring if I was Green Bay.
yeah, me too. That's an easy pick. I mean, if me and you were running it, that's an easy pick. I mean, let's not forget the 2020 and 2019 and 2020. I gave the Packers DK Metcalf and T Higgins, but Packers thought better.
Yeah,
Then they went and got Jordan Love. So what do I know?
man, can you imagine Aaron Rodgers with DK Metcalf and Devontae Adams?
Yeah, that'd be nuts. And the thing is, it would have made Devontae leaving a lot better if you've got already a star and DK on the way up.
Yep.
But let's go Cardinals here, pick 23. Um,
So
leaning.
here
Go ahead, yeah.
they lost an edge rusher or a big time defensive player. So
Chandler Jones.
yep, why not go Devontae Wyatt?
They could definitely go Devontae Wyatt. Corner, they could go corner. They got Byron Murphy, Jeff Gladney. I'm not sold on. Marco Wilson's okay. They could go corner here.
Yeah.
Um,
Who's the
uh,
better player though? Wyatt or Booth?
Booth is pretty good. I would take Wyatt over him, but Devontae Wyatt or Andrew Booth. What about linebacker? They've got decent linebackers, good young linebacking core. Marcus Golden added to it. Zayvon Collins, Isaiah Simmons, Trevon
I'm
Kennard.
down with Booth, bro. I don't mind Andrew Booth.
Yeah, me neither. I think he's kind of a good fit here. The Cardinals are, more, and they could look at the Rams though with Aaron Donald and be like, we need a strong defensive presence on the line. They got J.J. Watt, Zach Allen, Andrew Booth. Could make some sense though. And you look at the receivers in this division, and they might want to go Booth.
Yeah, they're gonna have a rough time defending
Would
some of
you
them.
go Booth or Kyer Elam?
Oh, Booth.
Me too. Let's go Booth there. Cowboys, interesting spot for the Cowboys here.
What's left for the O line?
We got Tyler Linderbaum, Zion Johnson, Kenyon Green.
Hmm. Linderbaum, as me playing a GM role, he's a perfect fit for somebody else more down the line.
Yeah, but I mean, is he best player available, or is it about fit too? Um, you know, let's see here, Cowboys.
Or would they want to add on to their pretty nice athletic defense?
Yeah, Um, I'm kind of eyeing. I mean, Devontae Wyatt. Honestly, Devontae Wyatt. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They got Tristan Hill and Neville Gallimore, but I think Devontae Wyatt's better than both. Bigger potential than both. Add him to DeMarcus Lawrence. They got Dante Fowler Jr., Micah Parsons. I kind of like Devontae Wyatt here, and that'd be a home run pick for the Cowboys.
I agree.
Corner, Trayvon Diggs, I mean, Kyrie Elam, Daxton Hill, but
What
you
about
have,
N'Kobe Dean? I mean, you want to talk about prolific defensive players. N'Kobe Dean's pretty good.
I love N'Kobe Dean, but I don't know about here with them taking Micah Parsons just last year. And they got Leighton Vander Esch. I say Devontae Wyatt here. And
Hey,
Tyler Linderbaum's an option.
either way, I agree. You can go either way, but let's go Wyatt. Just because the Cowboys seem to love to want to have a defense.
Yeah, I agree with it, and I think he's the best player available right here. I like Devontae Wyatt and Kobe Dean. I'm going to go Devontae Wyatt.
Oh, I love this one. Call me crazy on this next one.
The Bills. What are you leaning?
You know what? So after watching the Bills the past, well, I mean, me being a GM after, if I was the Bills, man, give me Brees Hall,
Yeah,
the best running back in the draft. Give me Brees Hall.
I like it. It's definitely a need. Mitch Morse. I don't know about Tyler Linderbaum there. Zion Johnson. Yeah, I don't know. Um,
Jahan Dotson could be a very good pick too.
yeah, with losing
Emmanuel Sanders.
and Cole Beasley. Um, I like Brees Hall. I think the Bills are just stubborn. I think they like Devin Singletary. They brought in Duke Johnson and Zach Moss, even Taiwan Jones. I like it. I would have gone Travis Etienne or Najee Harris last year, but they didn't. I mean, it's up to us. What do you say? Brees Hall or Jahan Dotson?
Give me Brees Hall.
All right. I'm all right with it. I can't argue that. I mean,
I mean,
right
this
here.
guy was, man, the way that he played at Iowa State, man. If
Yeah.
if I was the GM of the Bills, this would be a surprise pick from everybody in the draft. I I love this guy. I'm just gonna say it like that.
Yeah, they need that star running back. Someone to take the pressure off of Josh Allen and to add a dimension to the offense. Right now, it's Josh Allen drop back. Is he going to throw it or is he going to run it? And it's damn tough to beat. But you add a elite running back option to that, and then you've got a serious offense that is probably unstoppable.
Ooh, this next one, I like that one. I already have who I want.
Yeah, I think I know who we're taking here before we even get there. Titans at 26. Let's pull it up. But who are you leaning?
So since they no longer have Julio Jones, I like Jahan Dotson.
Okay. Um.
Who were you thinking?
So as much as I agree with that, I don't think that receiver is their biggest need. With AJ Brown, they brought in Robert Woods, and Nick Westbrook-Akina is on the rise. They also got Cody Hollister, who's all right. They could add receiver. To me, being a Mike Vrabel led defense, this is
Well,
an easy pick for me.
yep. Oh, okay. That was my second option. You're gonna go with N'Kobe Dean.
Yeah, I think you had N'Kobe Dean to Jeffrey Simmons and Bud Dupree and Harold Landry and Kevin Byard. Um, Corner is also an option, but Caleb Farley's potential. I just think N'Kobe Dean is, that's where I want to go. You agree?
Yep, I have no problem.
Yeah, that's who I have in my actual draft too. Um, let's go Bucks at 27. This is an interesting spot for the Bucks. And I had a kind of a difficult time picking for them here, but let's look at their needs. Are you leaning anybody off the bat?
Tyler Lindenbaum.
Yeah, that's who I had going here, but they've got Ryan Jensen. Now, I think he's getting old.
I mean, knowing the Bucks, I also could see Jahan Dotson too.
Yeah, I could see Jahan Dotson. I could also see Zion Johnson, but you can move Tyler Linderbaum to guard for a little bit too. And I don't know much about Aaron Stinney at left guard. They got Shaq Mason, Tristan Wirfs, Donovan Smith. So they kind of have an opening at guard. At receiver, they added Russell Gage. They still have Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Rashawn Perriman, Tyler Johnson, Scotty Miller, Jalen Darden.
Man, Brady, man.
Yeah. I think I'm tempted to go Tyler Linderbaum here because you can put him at guard and then move him into the center spot when Ryan Jensen's gone.
Yeah, I like Linderbaum too.
Kenyon Green's also an option. Zion Johnson, either one of those guys. But I
Give me,
think Linderbaum's the best of those.
yep. I think he's a better player.
Yeah. So let's go with that. Packers back on the clock after taking Treylon Burks. Could they double dip and go Jahan Dotson like the Saints did?
That was an option for me, but believe it or not, I like Daxton Hill, the safety.
Yeah. Any thoughts to, let me look at safety here. I'm tempted at receiver. Let's see safety. They got Darnell Savage and Adrian Amos. I like both those guys. How about this? Any option, any thought to David Ojabo here?
You know what? That that did pop in my head because of losing Smith, right? Is it Darius Smith?
Yeah. So right now they're, Dean Lowry, Kenny Clark, Jerron Reed, Preston Smith, Devondre Campbell, who's pretty damn good, Rashawn Gary, who hasn't really reached that potential, and Rashawn Gary and David Ojabo. That's interesting, right? And Ojabo coming off a major injury.
Yeah, see, that's what scares me.
Yeah.
You don't
Um,
you don't feel or how about this Elam guy?
yeah,
I
I'm looking at corner.
he's pretty good.
But they got Eric Stokes, who they took last year in the first round, Jair Alexander, who's a stud, and Rasul Douglas, who's really come on. So I'm just trying to find the best fit. And I'm having a difficult time here. What about offensive line?
Well, let me tell you, if I'm a GM, but it's the Packers we're talking, I want to double up just like the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah,
Give
go
me
Jahan Dotson.
yeah.
I mean, they need it, and if they're gonna be contenders, you have to give Aaron Rodgers weapons. I don't mind that. I'm leaning Jahan Dotson. I also think Zion Johnson or Kenyon Green are an option after getting Treylon Burks. But if you double down, Sammy Watkins, who's okay. Alan Lazard, Randall Cobb's, we need to kind of scratch Randall Cobb off because at this point, how good is he? Juwan Winfrey, Amari Rogers, Malik Taylor.
Basically, you just got rid of the best wide receiver, in my opinion, in the NFL. So why not?
And not only him, Marquez Valdez Scantling, who is probably their second best.
Yeah, yeah. Let's go, Jahan Dotson here.
All right, I talked you into that. That's crazy. Packers and Saints doubling up on receiver.
Well, the class is so deep.
Yeah, and it is. So the fact that even if they don't take a receiver here, double up here, they could double up in the second and third round.
Yep.
So that's definitely something to keep an eye on. Let's go Chiefs here for back-to-back picks at 29 and 30. Um,
How about Daxton Hill since they lost the Honey Badger?
yep, I could see that.
Or even Elam.
I could see Elam, Justin Reed. They brought in from the Texans at safety. Juan Thornhill, Kyrie Elam. I believe I had him going there in other mocks. Um,
Well, either one of those picks for me has to be Daxton Hill.
really, you like that? What about the addition of Justin Reed?
I mean, yeah, I like it, but Luke.
And and then Juan Thornhill. But I mean, after that, not much. You're talking Deion Bush from the Bears.
And we've seen injuries and stuff in the league and how a lot of those players go down. It's always good to have depth, and you can develop him too. He doesn't have to start right away.
Yeah,
And losing Tyrann Mathieu is a pretty big deal.
yeah, absolutely. Um, I'm just looking at this here. So let's make it, you went off. So George Pickens, but Christian Watson. Would you rather go? I'm leaning one of those two and then pick one of those. What are you thinking between these two?
Uh, I know in my other drafts, I liked Christian Watson to the Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm a big George Pickens fan though, as well.
I know another Georgia boy.
Yeah, and they have him above Christian Watson. I picked Christian Watson here before. You like Christian Watson above him?
I do.
All right.
I think Christian Watson's underrated.
And I think him and the Chiefs are a fit. So let's wait on Christian Watson. He'll be our second pick. What about
What's making you not want to choose Daxton Hill, man? I'm telling you, he's going to be a stud.
I can pick him. I just see Juan Thornhill and Justin Reed. So I'm also considering Elam. Those are two options. And what about David Ojabo? You got
Man,
Frank Clark.
that Achilles injury scares me so bad, though.
Yeah, but pass rusher is a need too. There's actually a pretty big need here. Because right now it's Mike Dana and Frank Clark. Derek Nottie, Chris Jones. Their bench doesn't look that good. Willie Gay, Nick Bolton.
Let's go by the need then. I mean, we can go David Ojabo.
Daxton Hill's a tough one for me for fit. And let's see who's left. I mean, in my original mock, I didn't even have Daxton Hill going in the first round.
Oh, Boye Mafe, I think, is a pretty good fit.
There you go. He's fallen on here. And that would have been one. See, if we had seen that, I would have been high on him to Green Bay right here. I forgot about Boye Mafe, but since he's still there, how about him to the Chiefs?
Yeah, no problem.
I like that. I think he goes to Green Bay.
Yep.
And then you could have Jahan Dotson to the Chiefs.
Yeah, that makes sense. I forgot all about Boye.
Yeah.
Can you
And
switch?
so let's go Christian Watson here, right?
Yep.
All right. All right. Bengals at 31. Bengals at 31. Do they still draft offensive line?
I thought that they stacked their offensive line pretty well in the offseason.
They did, but they could still add to it. So they brought in, they could add a left guard. They got Ted Karras, Alex Kappa, Lael Collins on center to the right side. Jackson Carmen. I don't know about him. Jonah Williams is okay, not bad. Pretty good left tackle. Lael Collins on the other side. Um, so at guard, I could go guard here. Let's see what else they need. Defensive side of the ball. What do you think about guard?
Um. Yeah. That sounds good to me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really see the defense is pretty solid.
Could always use some help though, because at times they weren't great.
Yeah,
I just don't like the fact that we don't have Daxton Hill going nowhere, man. That guy's a player.
I agree, but I think he could fall. I'm not sold on. He's one of those that, for whatever reason, him and David Ojabo, I just don't have them going. I mean, look at safety here: Von Bell and Jesse Bates, two pretty good guys. Brandon Wilson. They could go Daxton Hill, but you gonna start him as a bench guy? I mean, he's a good fit with Cincy, but I just think that based on the need that I see, I say guard.
Yeah.
And you got to protect Joe Burrow. I would go Zion Johnson. Um, are you opposed to that?
Yeah. Offensive line. I mean, it never hurts to build your offensive line, and if Zion Johnson is the next best available.
And then how about, I mean, we could get so Zion Johnson or Kenyon Green. I'm leaning Zion Johnson.
Yeah.
Any opposition there?
Yeah. Let's go ahead and get Zion.
All right. And then pick 32, the Lions. So this is where a guy like Daxton Hill could go. Let's look at what the Lions got here. This is also where a guy like Elam could go. Who'd we give the Lions in the first round? Oh, the quarterback, Malik Willis.
Yeah.
So
You know what?
They could go corner or safety. What
Corner.
about
You know what?
yeah.
I forgot that he was in this draft,
Uh-huh.
but man, I loved watching him play in the SEC, and that's Roger McCreary.
Yeah.
Dude, he in that Alabama game, he locked down Jamison Williams.
Is that I mean, he could
I'm
go
just going
early
by
second round. Is that someone you want to throw in, or is this maybe a spot for your boy Daxton Hill?
it. It could go three ways because I like Elam. I
Yeah,
wouldn't. I wouldn't even want him to be out of the first round. If
yeah.
I was GM.
Well,
But
and that again, Roger McCreary in the early second round. That's quite a good value there.
yeah, man, he's so talented. It's
So
because
at safety, they got Deshaun Elliott and Tracy Walker. Corner, I could see corner. How about Elam here or your boy McCreary?
yeah, either one is cool with me. Uh, Whoever you like better.
I mean, I don't know much about McCreary. I'm leaning Elam, but I don't know.
Yeah, we can go with Elam, but I just want to give you
Yeah,
a a heads up, man. Check out McCurry's film. He's a baller.
yeah. We'll have to do that for sure. And then Daxton Hill, if he falls to the second round, that's great value for whoever gets him. I just have a hard time finding a fit for him early. And we'll see if maybe the Chiefs or someone like that take him.
Well,
Titans, maybe.
Elam makes sense here because we passed up on Sauce Gardner going there, and we thought
Yeah.
that they could have used a cornerback. So let's go Elam.
All right. To me, that makes sense. So there's our pick.
Man, I like that N'Kobe Dean to the Titans. That's
Yeah.
right. Thinking about it, that's a Mike Brable type of pick right there.
Oh, yeah. So just a quick recap. Aiden Hutchinson, Malik Willis, Thibodeau, Neal, Hamilton, Pickett. What do you think looking back over this? What stands out to you?
That number 2 pick, man.
Yeah, I know.
That one is so. It's like because I just love a cornerback. I mean, man, Sauce Gardner's resume is incredible.
The Lions pick there is very key. And what do you think about the hype right now of Trayvon Walker going there? I mean, we got Walker 10 and Trayvon Walker 2, or they could get value like Malik Willis, or they could even go Sauce Gardner or Kyle Hamilton. What do you think of the Lions pick there? It's a big pick for them, and they have to get it right.
Yeah, and I know you were talking about the Jeff Okuda one, but I think Sauce Gardner already is better than Jeff Okuda was.
Yeah, I
Dude,
don't disagree with that.
you don't give up a touchdown in nearly what was it, like damn near 2 seasons, bro. That's just star potential right there.
I mean, I was super high on Jeff Okuda coming out of the draft, but he just didn't translate at all. And
No, but and I mean Malik makes sense also because if you're trying to build towards the future, you don't want to have to like look in the mirror again and be like, damn, we passed up on Fields and Malik Willis.
yeah, what about the chances of waiting one more year and then going after CJ Stroud or Chase Young
You mean Bryce Young?
or Bryce Young? Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, I mean, you could do that. It all depends though.
I
What
mean,
does
I'm just thinking from a Lions fan, do you really want to run it back one more year with Jared Goff, David Blau, and with those guys?
well, I mean, at this point, Goff's gonna be the starter no matter who they pick up, and that's just my opinion.
Yeah, but I mean, he sucks. And
Yeah,
then
the whole
he
Lions organization sucks.
yeah, but I mean, if you get a quarterback, I don't know. I don't know. I doubt they take a quarterback at 2. I highly doubt it. I don't, if you're not going to take Fields at 6, I think the Lions are in this for the long haul, a long rebuild. And so if you're not going to take a quarterback at 6 and Justin Fields, who would be better, who's a better prospect coming into the draft than Malik Willis, in my opinion, um, then why take Malik Willis at 2? So I think they're going to take like Trayvon Walker or Kayvon Thibodeau or maybe Sauce Gardner and maybe take a quarterback at 32 or the second or third round,
Yeah, see, I was thinking Kenny Pickett at 32.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be interesting to see what the Panthers do at 6 as well. Do they take Malik Willis? Do they take Kenny Pickett?
You don't think they would have the guts to not pick a quarterback at all and
They
stay with
could. They could go Sauce Gardner or Kyle Hamilton.
and stay with
Um,
Darnold?
I mean, and PJ Walker,
Isn't that an automatic firing right there?
that's the thing that some people say is like, if Matt Rule's trying to save his job, he's going to take Kenny Pickett because he believes he's more ready to play now than Malik Willis, who's more of a project. And I don't think, and that's where I think the Panthers fucked up is bringing back Matt Rule. They should have fired him after last season, had a fresh start, and in my opinion, they would have hire a guy like Eric Bieniemy or Brian Flores or Byron Leftwich, go get a quarterback like Deshaun Watson, you know, and have the quarterback spot figured out, and then you could take Sauce Gardner here.
Yeah, hear me out though, Alex. What is it that is making people think that Willis is a project? To me, he looks like he's better than Kenny Pickett.
Well, his upside is way higher than Kenny Pickett. He's got star potential to the athleticism, the speed, the ability to break tackles, and the arm strength, and at times can make some amazing pinpoint accurate throws on the run, on the rollout, in space, whatever. That's the type of quarterback right now that's giving the NFL a lot of trouble with Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, guys like that, Russell Wilson. But at times he has a tendency to turn the ball over in college or make some bad decisions throwing the ball. And that's some of the things that he has to clean up. Same with Trey Lance. He has to be more accurate at times and make better decisions. And that's part of something that's, a lot of people are looking at Trey Lance and the Niners, and especially with Deebo Samuel requesting a trade and thinking maybe the Niners are not sold on Trey Lance. Jimmy G's still there. And if Deebo wants out, maybe Deebo's not sold on Trey Lance. So there's some questions about these quarterback prospects that maybe, it's always the high risk, high reward versus low risk, low reward. And
Now,
Kenny Pickett versus Malik Willis is a classic example of that. But if you go back a couple of years, that was a big example of Sam Darnold versus Lamar Jackson. And how did that turn out?
yeah, and my question is, I can't remember that well, but were they saying that Fields had stuff that he had to work on, or did they feel he was more ready?
He has some issues too. He has to he has a lot of potential. Again, he sky high potential, but he has to be developed like any quarterback. I mean, Deshaun Watson had to be developed. There's very few guys that don't need to be developed. And the thing that Justin Fields ran into was a Matt Nagy led Bears franchise and play offense and play caller that did nothing to help him and ruined his first year as far as quarterback development. Did very few things to take steps in the right direction. And that's also the concern in Detroit. Do we trust the Lions to develop quarterback talent? Matthew Stafford had to be developed, but he also had Calvin Johnson, and it that worked out. I mean, but did it? Because Matthew Stafford also struggled at times in Detroit. So it's a tough debate for sure. And and that's the with the Panthers, Matt Rule is going to want to win now. Meanwhile, the Lions can afford to be patient, and they're in this for a long rebuild. 2, 3, 4 year rebuild.
That's a good
Well,
point. That's a
yeah.
really good point.
So it's going to be interesting. What the Lions do. The Lions pretty much control the draft. What the Lions do at 2 is going to influence the entire rest of the draft. Whether they take a quarterback, whether they go chalk and go like Trayvon Walker, or whether they go with a guy like Sauce Gardner, it's going to impact everyone below him.
Yep, I agree.
So this was a fun one. And did you like this one?
Yeah, I did. I mean, at times it actually had me thinking. It was kind of difficult.
Yeah, it was. And it's always going to be more difficult when we have to get two guys to agree on a pick. And so you have a lot more freedom when it's our own. And that's what we'll do next week will be our right before the draft, Tuesday night or Wednesday night, we'll record and it'll be our final draft, mock draft. And it'll be what we think is going to happen on Thursday night. So, make sure and check this one out. Hit like, hit subscribe. Let us know what you think about our picks. And then next week we'll have our, what we think is actually going to happen. Again, this is what we would do if we were running the teams and we were the GM. But next week is going to be what's going to happen. And it's going to be really interesting to see the Lions at 2 is a big one. And then, you got the Jets with 2 picks in the top 10, the Giants with 2 picks in the top 10. What do the Falcons do? What do the Seahawks do? Commanders, Vikings, and then the big ones, here on this one, what the Saints do at 16 and 19, what the Eagles do at 15 and 18, and what do the Packers do at 22 and 28, and Chiefs at 29 and 30. So a lot of questions. 32 is an interesting pick for Detroit as well. So I can't wait for this draft, man.
Quick question for you, Alex, before we hop off of here.
Yeah.
Would you think it would make sense if Seattle wanted Baker? Would you be willing to trade, give Cleveland that 10th pick for Baker and then end up having Cleveland's second round pick?
Yeah, but from everything that I've heard, it's likely that trade doesn't happen until after the draft. I think the Browns are holding out hope that they can get someone to eat part of Baker Mayfield's salary in the trade. They desperately don't want to have to eat the whole thing or have to cut him.
Who does
But
Seattle have, though?
Huh?
Who does Seattle have left that gets paid that much?
What do you mean? So like the Seahawks could eat that contract?
No, you're saying that the Browns want to bring in somebody who can at least take up a little bit of Baker's contract. I'm saying who could, the Browns get from Seattle that gets paid that much?
No, I'm saying the Browns don't want to have to eat that money. They don't want to have to bring someone in with the money. They want to don't want to have to pay that in the trade. And so pretty much teams that are offering the Browns anything for Baker Mayfield are saying, you keep the contract. You eat that guaranteed money. We're just going to take the player. That's how low of a bar right now it is for Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, I just hope he gets moved because he doesn't deserve all the bull crap that he's dealing with.
Yeah, and he will. Trust me, he's gonna be moved. But the thing is that, and it's not that Baker, it's not that people believe Baker's that bad of a quarterback. It's that the Browns have lowered his trade value so much. The Browns have put, everyone knows it around the entire league that the Browns are in a position where they have to move Baker. They can't keep him. They can't deal with that drama that he's gonna, he's pissed. And so the NFL knows that the Browns have to move him. So they're not willing to, they're in the driver's seat as far as these deals go. And so they're not going to give up too much for Baker. And the Browns might have to just cut him.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. But can't wait for this draft. Make sure and check this out. Make sure and check out a couple of our interviews that we did this week. And thanks, Dustin. Good shit as always, bro.
Yeah, man. This was one of the more funner podcasts.
Yeah, absolutely. And next week we'll do our mock draft 3.0. We might have an interview next week with a former NFL quarterback. We're working on that. And I can't wait for Thursday night the NFL draft. So thanks, bro.
Yep, no problem. Thanks for having
Have,
me.
have a great week, guys, and peace out.